Hey guys, Project Pontoon is back. This is a 1980 or 81 Sun Tracker party barge from Tracker Boats, and I picked it up a couple of years ago, I guess about 4 years ago, down in Wisconsin. Cost me $1,000 and it had a Force 120 horse engine on it. We've repowered it with a Yamaha, but the Yamaha needs a little bit of TLC. Follow along while we see if we get this thing running right and take care of a few other little minor tasks getting it ready for the new boating season. Thanks for stopping by. This is a model year 2000 100 horse Yamaha 4-stroke outboard that I picked up, I believe, 2 years ago for this thing. I repowered it. The boat originally came with a 120 horse Force outboard, but the Yamaha in my mind is a little better quality engine, and being a 4-stroke is a little easier on gas. This is, however, a carbureted engine, and the problem that we're having is the carburetors appear to have a little bit of stuff in them. I'm hoping this is going to be a simple matter of opening the drain and flushing some fuel through, but worst case, we'll have to pull the carbs off and give them a good cleaning, which I've done before. It's actually not that bad of a job, but obviously we want to do it the easy way if we can. Here are our four Kynan or Keehan, or I'm not sure how you say it, but they're there's four carburetors on here interconnected, and we want to make sure we don't mess up with the synchronization on there at all. I have had this all apart before, but don't want to make a mess of things. We've got 1, 2, 3, and way down there there's 4 drains. I'll put you guys in a stand. I'll grab a wrench and we'll see if we can crack those drains open, and then we'll force a little bit of fuel through there and see if we can get things to behave themselves. Back here, these are our fuel pumps, ignition coils, of course. Up here is the overhead cam timing belt. We've got our oil fill. We've got our dipstick here. June 22 is when I changed the oil in this thing. Always right on the filter after you do so. We gotta basically make the engine pretty well level. I checked the oil on this yesterday, but you can see we're right filled up. There's an electrical cover that's supposed to be on here, but the hinges are all broken for it, so it basically gets messed up with the cover when you're taking things on and off. So it doesn't live there. We put you guys on the stand and we'll see if we can drain some scum out of there. With these being an engine from a Japanese manufacturer, I think we can pretty safely guess that everything's going to be metric on there. Once we get the drain plug broken loose, we can take a screwdriver, back it out, and it's got a hole in the shaft of the bolt, so we don't need to take it out all the way. Leave that right where I can grab it. There we are. You can see there's a hole down the center and a hole at the shank of the bolt. But since we want to flush some crap out of there, unfortunately, you guys are kind of standing right in the way. I should probably have fired this thing up to show you how it was running. But I fired up and ran, not too bad, but what was happening was it was like it was running out of gas. Rev it up a little bit in forward gear or even in reverse, and after 10 or 15 seconds it would start to fall flat on its face, and then it would die completely. So obviously running out of gas. I think we're in gear here. Let me go and put it in neutral, see if we get this lever to get out of the way. That's better. Of course, there's absolutely no way that we're going to get on that lower screw with the screwdriver. Oh, that was a whole bunch of gas came out of there. I'm not seeing anything really alarming. You know, it's kind of an odd greenish color to the gas that's down here on the cavitation plate. I don't feel any oil or anything in it, but it's definitely got an odd color to it. But that's run down the whole thing, so there might be some spilled oil in there. Who knows? Now, you guys can't quite see what I'm working on here. Getting this last drain plug out. It is right like behind here. If there was a hole here, you could put the screwdriver on it. I'm gonna have to get a 1/4-inch ratchet. This thing is just not to clear this throttle mechanism. You know, pull out just far enough that it doesn't grab the bolt. Well, the fuel coming out of that float bowl definitely had kind of a greenish tinge to it. Now for the hard part, getting the screw back in without losing it down into the belly of the motor. Like that was about to go. Let me see if I can find something to just give me a little bit more altitude here. That's better. Doesn't mean I'm going to have any more success getting it in, but I can see what I'm doing now at least. Oh, so close, so close. There we go. We are in. Okay, that has all 4 of those at least drained out. Hopefully that's flushed any scum that was in there out of it. As I say, the down at the bottom of the float bowl, there's a little kind of dish that the main jet sits down in, but the drain is above the bottom of the float bowl. So it doesn't actually drain the entire float bowl when you open these drains. That's why I pump it through, kind of flush it out a little bit, and hopefully that will do it. What I need to do now, though, is get you guys back out of the way a little bit so you don't get sprayed. I'm going to set up a hose and put a set of earmuffs on this thing. Absolutely never run your outboard for any length of time without having cooling water. You'll chew out the water impeller in about 15 seconds if you try running it without having water hooked up to it. So let me get things kind of reset here, and we'll see if this thing will fire up and run. or I no doubt it'll fire up and run, just will it fire up and run well. I'll warn you guys right now, this thing's going to smoke like a two-stroke when it first fires up, and I'm not sure if that is this particular motor or whether that's a Yamaha thing, but I know another guy that's got a similar vintage Yamaha four-stroke, and his smokes like a two-stroke when he first fires it up too. So I think it's just the valve seals are a little bit dried up in this thing. It's not a big deal. Definitely after it's run for a very short period of time, the smoke quits. So this should do the job. Let me grab the key and turn on the water, and we'll see what it does. We got good flow. Let me go give this thing a run. Started was the choke being on. As soon as I turned the choke back, it was kind of on high idle, it fired right up. You guys are getting wet feet, but hopefully it's not spraying you in the eyes. And that's exactly what it was doing to me yesterday. Of course, it might help if I had the fuel vent open. Bulb wasn't soft. Let's fire it up and try it again. You guys obviously needed to have some windshield wipers on there. Got you right in the eye. Well, whatever was giving it a hard time appears to have passed through the system. I let it run for a good amount of time there, and it didn't seem to miss a beat. I'm thinking what I'm going to do here is clean up all the tools, put the cowl back on. And one of the advantages to the new messy garage is I'm about a block away from a boat launch. I don't really want to launch this thing because I'm by myself, and unless I really need to, it's a pain in the butt to deal with. However, I think what we'll do is hook the Jeep up to this thing, go back or down in the hole, and see how the motor runs in the water. I'll bring you guys back when we get down to the boat launch, and we'll see what it's going to do. Well, that certainly didn't work. I didn't film down at the boat launch because there was somebody fishing there and didn't want to make the guy uncomfortable. However, it wasn't a problem with the motor, it was a problem with the water level. I had the Jeep backed in so that I was barely stepping on dry ground when I got out of the driver's door, and the water level was about right here. So yeah, the lower river is a little bit on the low side right now. So I think we're going to call it a night, and we'll come back at this tomorrow. But I think that's going to be for another video. I think we've gotten far enough for this video. So thanks a lot for stopping by. Appreciate you taking the time to watch this video to the end. And appreciate it if you give me a thumb up if you got this far. Maybe consider subscribing to the channel. And we'll catch you guys in the next mess. Thanks for watching.